Hello, everyone. Laurie here. And it's so good to see everybody here today on Friday the 13th, Friday the 13th, 2024. And I'm looking forward to connecting with everyone today. So I'm going to pause a moment for everybody to receive the notification that I am live here. And in the meantime, I will grab some of my notes and we'll get the party started. So if you can see me, hear me, let me know. Let me know. Hey, good morning, Roxanne. It's good to see you. I'm going to switch on over to Instagram. Hello, some of my friends. Welcome. It is, as I mentioned, December 13th, Friday the 13th, 2024. And I am Laurie Barraco, and I welcome you to this week's live event. I see a few of you here live. Thank you, Janet. She can see and hear me. Awesome. So welcome. So this week I am going to be talking about the topic of Friday the 13th. Is it lucky? Is it unlucky? How do you feel? I'm going to share some of the traditions and some rituals for you to work with. And I will also be answering some questions a little bit towards the end of the broadcast. I am at my shop in Bonita Springs, Florida, the Mystical Moon, and you might hear a little bit of banging here and there. They are tweaking some things up on the roof. So if you hear that, just don't worry. I'm okay. It's all good here. The sky is not falling. And it's so good to connect here. Let's scooch on over here to StreamYard. Good morning. So I am streaming in, I believe, 4 different places. So I am on my YouTube page. I am on the Mystical Moon Facebook page. I am on Laurie Barraco page and the Mystical Moon Instagram. I think I said that right. And so it's so good to see everybody here. So let's all just take a moment to center ourselves. I love to do that when I connect, whether in person, online, in the ethers, just taking that moment to pause, to take the moment to turn inwards, to connect with our inner selves. And it's so good to do when we've got that hustle and bustle going on, especially during the holidays, right? And if you are in retail, my hat's off to you, because it is a very busy time of the year, lots of shopping, and things are amplified. And if you are an empath, everything is already amplified. It's always amplified, right? Because you can feel the hustle and the bustle. And then also there are the emotions, right? The overwhelm, the emotions with people maybe who have crossed over, the grieving, the reflection of what has taken place within the year, right? We do a year review, thinking about the events that took place and the challenges, the overcoming, all of that, right? So it's a busy time of the year. So let's take that moment to bring our attention and turn inwards. Bring your attention to your center, your heart chakra. And I don't have my sage back here, so we're going to work with etheric cleansing. And so you don't really need all the tools. You can work with intention. It's as powerful as working with sage or crystals and so on and so forth. So let's take a moment to center ourselves, and then we'll get into this week's topic. And then at the end, I will answer questions. So we ask Spirit to help us, as always, with the guidance, the protection, the centeredness, the wisdom to carry on with our lives as we travel our individual journeys, honoring our path, honoring other people's paths, looking for grounding and clarity and wisdom and healing, as I mentioned, and to be supported as we travel and navigate through this lifetime. I ask also for the wisdom to be able to share the information coming through me from Spirit with these channeled readings and the information that wants to come through regarding Friday the 13th and anything else that needs to be spoken into our sacred container. And so some of the messages may resonate in this moment. Some may resonate as you're watching the replay. It's all perfect, it's all beautiful, and it's all divine. All right. So I did want to mention that I am sensitive. I mean, we are all sensitive, right? We are all sensitive. We are all aware of energy. I'm just going to change this just a second. I feel like that's a little stark. Even worse. Hold on. It's kind of just, there we go. A little better. I don't know if it's any different. But if you are one who has been influenced by your environment, it really is important to pull your energy in, tuck it in, your auric field, bring it in so that you're not as overwhelmed with all that's going on. And we also have a full moon coming up on Sunday too. So that amplifies the sensitivities that we have. So for me, I'm filling in out front as Amy, our manager, is on vacation, and there's a lot of interaction. There's a lot that's going on. You can see that you have to wear different hats always, right? Whether you're working in retail or wherever you are, that is that shifting of gears, but it's really important if you are, and most of us are very intuitive, that it's really important that you ground yourself, you stay in the present moment, and don't allow yourself to be taken on this crazy roller coaster ride of the events and feelings and the things that are going on within your environment and within the collective. So wearing jewelry, smudging, grounding, washing your hands and grounding yourself, getting some fresh air, breaking that breaking the energetic cord of what's happening in that moment, is shifting gears. That will really help you to not get overwhelmed, where you're not constantly fueling your environment with your personal energy. We want to be able to stop, connect with spirit. That's what I do in the beginning of the day. As I stop, I ask spirit to help me to be in the place of being a vessel for the highest and best good, and that the energy, like Reiki, flows, like divine energy, flows through me, not from me. It flows through me, and that it's that divine connection and influence. So it's not so overwhelming, as I mentioned. Okay, so I got a little off topic, but I believe that's really important to be mentioned. I'm just looking at some of the comments. Yes, Luba, later on, I will be doing some readings a little bit later. And Rachel, thank you. I know it's going to be a great day. We've got AJ, Amy number 2, although she's still number 1, but Amy number 2, AJ and Crystal are out front, and I'll be in between doing other things. And we've got lots of beautiful new products that have come into the shop as well. Oh gosh, I see so many people here have joined us on Instagram as well. Hello. So on Instagram, I don't think I'm able to share the link. Well, I can share the link to the blog that has the material for Friday the 13th. I mean, you could copy it down and can you copy and paste it on Instagram? I don't know. I wish they would allow links. It would make my life so much easier and so many of our lives easier. Maybe that's something that's in the works. But anyway, so I do have a blog that I have written that talks about this material. I've shared it on Instagram, and I'm going to share it within this other platform, this format, for all of you to refer to what I am sharing. I'm just going to read Roxanne's comment. The other day, she went, for the first time in many years, she went to an antique mall that was huge and packed with all kinds of stuff. She couldn't figure out why she increasingly felt uncomfortable. Then it dawned on her that all the energy of all these items carried way too much for her as an empathic person. And Friday the 13th is usually a good day for you. Yeah, I feel like it's lucky, and it's kind of witchy and mystical. So you know, it doesn't always mean that the items have bad energy, right? But it can be overwhelming, and that is going to make us feel really uncomfortable. If we don't take a moment and just kind of gear up, put yourself in that bubble and put on your psychic gloves, and that can help you with kind of creating an energetic barrier between you and what's going on out there. Yeah, it can be a lot. And so I'm going to scooch on over here to the blog, and I'm going to talk about the Friday the 13th mystical mythology. So Some of the roots are that Friday the 13th is a date steeped in mysticism, mythology, and superstition. And for centuries, this day has sparked intrigue and curiosity, with its reputation ranging from unlucky to deeply magical energies. Let's explore this. And so we'll talk about its significance, spiritual significance, and rituals that you can embrace to turn this auspicious day into one of empowerment and good fortune. I know some people are like, yes, Friday 13th. How awesome. I love that day. And I will say I didn't do my research, but I don't know how many Friday the 13th we had this year. So that would be an interesting thing to look up. I believe someone had mentioned yesterday that they said it was the second Friday the 13th of this year. I'm not sure. So we could look that up later. So the number 13 has long been associated with the divine feminine, as it aligns with the 13 lunar cycles in a year. And in ancient times, this number was celebrated as sacred, connected to the rhythms of nature and goddess energy. However, with the rise of patriarchal systems, the number 13 was vilified, often seen as chaotic and unlucky. The superstition around Friday the 13th is believed to have originated in Western culture. Friday was traditionally associated with Venus, the goddess of love and beauty, making it a day of blessings and connection. However, some myths, such as the arrest of the Knights Templar on Friday the 13th in 1307, gave the date a darker reputation. In numerology, 13 represents transformation and rebirth. While it may challenge us to confront fears and or old patterns, it also holds the potential for renewal and alignment with our higher selves. So, is that lucky? Should you be lucky, or should you be curious or cautious? For some, the day may carry an air of caution due to ingrained cultural superstitions, but for others, Friday the 13th is a powerful day to harness mystical energy, clear blocks, and set intentions. Whether you view it as lucky or a day for extra mindfulness, allow the energy of transformation. It is there, it's present, no matter what. It's a day to give us a really great excuse. I say excuse, but a reason to stop, to pause, to think about what we would like to manifest and how we can be supported with our higher selves in spirit. So here are some of the rituals. So you could turn it into a day of personal empowerment with setting protective boundaries. Burn sage or Palo Santo to clear your space of negative energy, which is stress, anxiety, grief, fear, all of that. Visualize a protective golden light surrounding you, shielding you from unwanted vibes. It's deflecting that energy out of your personal field. You could work with a goddess invocation, light a pink or red candle to honor Venus, the goddess of love and beauty. Sit quietly and call upon her energy to bless your relationships and enhance self-love. And Friday is the day of Freya. So you can also work with Freya, which I did not put in here. You could work with her. She's a goddess of love, warrior energy, protection, mysticism. So you can also work with Freya, which Friday is her day as well. You can work with crystal magic, carry black tourmaline for protection, or clear quartz for amplifying positive energy. Whenever you work with clear quartz, it amplifies the other crystals and its environment. Create a crystal grid with your favorite stones to manifest your intentions. Work with a luck attraction spell. Write down 3 things you want to manifest. Place under a green candle symbolizing luck and abundance. As the candle burns, visualize your intentions coming to life. You could do a full moon connection, which, if it's applicable, which the full moon is coming up on Sunday. And so we're starting to feel the energy of the full moon. So you might as well put it all together, right? Wrap up that energy, the interesting energy. But if Friday the 13th coincides with the moon's phases, align your rituals with lunar energy. So we have a full moon in Gemini coming up here. And Gemini works with Mercury, and then we're in Mercury retrograde. So there are a lot of ideas and thoughts that are wanting to come to the surface for us, that are begging for us to plant them and to nurture them and to bring to fruition as well. If it's a waxing moon, focus on attracting what you desire. For a waning moon, release what no longer serves you. You could also do 13 wishes ritual, or you could say 13 witchy wishes ritual. Oh my gosh. On a piece of paper, write 13 wishes or intentions you have for the future. Place them in a jar with herbs like rosemary, basil, or bay leaves, which symbolize prosperity and protection. Revisit the jar on the next Friday the 13th to see what manifested. That's kind of a fun thing to do, isn't it? So, whenever the next Friday the 13th is, kind of open it up and just see what took place and how it all came together. So I invite you to embrace this magic. Friday the 13th is what you make of it, as is everything. As is everything. We give power and energy to our belief systems. What you believe is your reality. You create your reality by your belief systems and the lens of how you perceive your world. By shifting your perspective, you can transform a day often associated with fear into one of magic and empowerment. Lean into the mysteries of this day and celebrate its divine energy and trust the universe to guide you on your path. What rituals will you try today? So share your thoughts. So thoughts about Friday the 13th, lucky, unlucky, and do you already have plans to do something for this day? So I'm going to take a look here if there are any comments on Instagram or on Facebook, YouTube. Let's see what we've got here. Hello, friends. I see more friends have been joining. Hello, hello, hello. I hope you're all doing well. And in the meantime, before I get into readings, this is really cool. Oh my gosh, I've been shopping. And so I believe we have 6 or 7 new decks in the shop, in addition to new books, in addition to new crystals. And we've got all these new products, jewelry, bracelets, statues. Oh my gosh, sage, new sprays, new card diffusers, new intentional tea lights. So we got Soulmate and Money Spell. Lots of new things in the shop. So this is a new deck that just came in, maybe Tuesday. And I don't believe that I have the photos yet on the website, but we will upload this to the website. This is the Past Life Energy Oracle by Sandra Ann Taylor, who works with Akashic Records. I believe she may have even written a manifestation book, and I think Akashic Record book as well. And so I'm going to pull some cards from here too to see if there's a message that resonates with anyone. So hi there, friends. Any comments or questions around Friday the 13th? Let's see what we got here. And then I'm going to pull 3 cards or a card and do some past life readings, and then we'll go into me answering some of your questions. Let's see what we got. Hello, friends. All right. Well, everybody's kind of quiet. Are we tired? Or how's everybody doing? Are you feeling the hustle and bustle, as I mentioned, of the influences going on, of the season, of what's going on with you? Donna says, I found you. Yay. I'm in a few spots here. So I tried to make going live. My intention is to go live every Friday at 10 a.m. But sometimes things might happen. Things might come up. There might be an event out front. I might need to be filling in out front. We'll see. But I am trying to keep it pretty consistent. If you know me, I try to stay consistent with things. So any questions about Friday the 13th? If not, that's all good. Oh, so Joe's Wolfie says, feeling very heavy. So my suggestion, my suggestion, my friend, is to ground yourself on, first of all, honor where you're at. If you're feeling really heavy, then do some inner inquiries, asking yourself, what's going on? Am I not sleeping well? Am I feeling the influences of my environment? What's going on? And then go through your routine of the things you know that will help you. Definitely cord cutting, salt baths, fresh air, connecting with nature, the natural influences of the elements, earth, water, air, fire, right? Get out there, let the breeze kind of cool you off. Maybe go buy some water, connect with plants and trees, burn some sage, light some incense, do something, listen to a meditation, journal, do a cord cutting to help you get back to your healthy center place. I see Denise has a comment. I always like the number 13 and Friday the 13th. However, this morning I tweaked my back and can barely move now. Oh man, it probably has nothing to do with Friday the 13th. It's just that it happened on today, but some of the burdens and the stressors that you have been carrying, like Santa's backpack, right? Santa's sack. So it's like that, like, so some of those are ready for you to surrender. Ask spirit to help you with releasing some of the things that weigh heavy on your mind and your heart and the loads of responsibility, maybe the guilt or the grief that you're carrying, to help you alleviate some of it. What is not yours, you ask to release. If it's not mine, I ask spirit to help me with releasing this with love, with compassion, and with empathy. Yeah. And turn on your hands, rub your hands, connect with the source energy, rub your hands, turn them on, feel that energy, and then put your hands on different parts of the body and the different chakra spots, the main ones, the crown, the third eye, the throat, the heart, the solar plexus, the sacral, and the root. But spend like a couple of minutes there with the energy flowing and bring in the light and reconnect you. And then brush off your hands and ground that energy. All right. And Donna says, I'm in Hawaii and just now saw 4 shooting stars around 5 a.m. Hey, that's really cool. I don't know if the meteor showers are heightened at this time, but I saw one last night after the goddess circle on the way home. I saw a shooting star. So did you make a wish? I hope you made a couple of wishes. It's a really mystical experience, isn't it? When we see that, it's like, some magic, and that star, this cosmic event, right? It was for me to see, and I'm just going to put my intention out there. And it's also the reminder from spirit to say, don't forget to ask. Don't forget to ask. Ask for help. Yeah. And Donna says she feels lucky and she's excited. Roxanne says, I'm carrying grief and guilt lately. Thank you for the suggestions. Yeah, it's not always easy, right? It's not always easy being human. And sometimes thoughts come up of the past, the memories, and then we think, well, I could have done it better, and then we think the thing to death, and we keep that loop going, and it doesn't serve us. If you've been as proactive as you can be and done everything around the situation, then continuing to say, it's important that I release this. I'm asking spirit to help me with healing this, with bringing more clarity and a different perspective for myself, right? I have found myself doing this, and this is, I don't know if anybody else has noticed this. This is when I'm sleeping, is that I notice that when I wake up, and it's not the morning time yet, right? It's still in the middle of the night. I wake up and I notice my mind like looks for, what do I need to be stressed and worried about? And then it finds the thing. It's like, oh yeah, there's that again. Okay, don't forget. And that's the negative ego. That's the part of us that is the challenger, that is there to like bring in light and shows us, oh, there's more healing around that. So does anybody else have that happen where you wake up and then, or even if you're awake and it's like, wait, let me think about, what do I need to be stressed about? It's like you don't even really think about it. It's like, is everything okay? It's almost like you're going into your instincts and your survival mode, your trauma loop there. It's a trauma thought thing. And it's like, okay, it's like you're scoping, what's the other word? Tracking. You're tracking it. It's like you're tracking it. It's like, oh yeah, there that is. Oh yeah, that's right. Now you need to worry about it. It's like, you don't need to worry about it. Anybody else find themselves doing that? I'm just going to wait a moment. Hey, Kathy from France. Oh, I hope you're having a wonderful time with, I believe your daughter lives there, and I know that you um, love France. I am going to get there one day. That is on my bucket list. That's the travel to France one day. So this is a really great time to think about that because about the loop that we put ourselves in with fear, trauma, all of that, right? To think about that. Okay, that doesn't serve me and it's still there and I don't need to do that. And Roxanne says, yes, I do that almost subconsciously as a go-to upon waking. Yeah, right? So there are things you can try to do with that besides saying knock it off, right? There's tapping, there's taking a deep breath, there's cutting the cords, washing your hands and praying and asking for support to work through that, to break that cycle. Does it mean you'll be stress-free, worry-free? Probably not. Probably not. But you can manage it and not hold on to it for as long. Okay, so I'm going to go over here. Happy Sun. Oh, we have more people here. Hello, hello. So Luba says, yes, those thoughts come to me too, but I put my hands on my forehead to calm. It brings energy back to your brain. Absolutely. And Donna says she does do that. And hello, Truth Wave friend. Happy sunrise and your new welcome. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you here. So I am going to pull two cards from this new deck, the Past Life Energy Oracle. And I haven't worked with it yet, but I was guided to grab it this morning. And so if you're tuning in live or afterwards, if you're watching the replay, this message is for you. I have two cards and I'm going to hold them up 1 and 2. And this is the Past Life Energy Oracle deck by Sandra Ann Taylor. And this is to do with what you are going through right now. So how could this be so general for everybody watching or who will be watching? Well, it may apply to you and it may not. So I want you to think of a situation. Well, you can think of a situation that's really been bothering you these days. And you're going to select either card 1 or 2. And this is going to tell you a little bit of where the general theme of where it originates from in another lifetime, another existence. Okay. And so just like the tarot cards or any system of divination, there are many ways to look at the situation, to receive information about a situation, and the take and the perspective. Just like if you have different tarot readers, they'll all have they should have like just a little bit of a different flavor with their interpretation of the spread that they're doing or the message that's coming through with spirit. Okay, so card 1 or 2. So you can think of a situation that's been challenging you or I'm going to share what I'm getting as the theme of what you're going through or the theme of some of your experiences these days and where it's connected to. So if you chose card number 1, it's the second card, it's card number 2, and it's wealth and it's an abundance and an entitlement. So this is a theme for you in this lifetime to find your rhythm, find your flow. And it could be that you're so frustrated because you know that you love the finer things in life, yet why am I struggling? Maybe you struggle with budgeting. Maybe you have been abundant and you're not appreciating the abundance that's trying to come your way. Or there's the part of you that is so frustrated and is grieving that other lifetime where you had flow and it came very easily. And maybe you're struggling in this lifetime. So if you chose card number 1, it's about wealth and flow. So there's abundance and entitlement. All right. And I can look at the book and see what she has to say. So that it could be a lifelong theme that you're dealing with, or it could just be at this time. So let's see what we have here in this book. You have led a number of lifetimes where money was not a problem for you. You may have been even an entitled person, such as a lord or lady, baron or baroness, or even a king or queen. If recent times have not been bountiful as you would like, this card is revealing greater fortune is coming your way. A project you've been working on is about to pay off. So I'm not going to read all of it, but I'm going to read parts of it. There's a karmic shift. No matter what's going on consciously, wait, sorry. I should always wear my glasses back here. No matter what's going on, consciously choose to increase the gratitude in your life. Even if finances are a little scant right now, take some time to focus on all the blessings in your life, big and small. Also, be more conscious of how you spend your money. Wealthy past lives can be a source of indiscriminate spending in this life. Make money choices that honor you, and increased blessings will come your way. Affirmation. I opened my life to all of the abundant blessings and wealth the universe has to offer. I know that I deserve it. So the kind of did go, the meaning in the book went a little bit with what I was receiving. So that is a theme, either that you're working in this lifetime or that you have that is emergent for you at this present time. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to go to card number 2. Did that resonate for anybody that selected card number 1? Give me a moment. Oof, the second one is card number 36. It's deceit, betrayal, and manipulation. So let's see. What is the message that's coming through here? Well, it's either you're in a season of not trusting others, or this has been a theme throughout your life of putting your faith and trust and taking things at face value because people have said they've given you their word, and yet you've been disappointed, and maybe you are frustrated because you feel gullible, and then you retract, and then you find yourself in a situation where you're freely giving away your energy because it's easy for you to be manipulated. People tell you it's easy to read you. It's easy to read your energy, and it's an underlying current of that you're giving everything away freely. So this might be for you to pull back a little bit more. Don't take everything at face value just because people are telling you what you want to hear. I mean, that would be great, right? If you're going to promise the world, gee, that sounds great, and then it doesn't happen, or you're over it and you don't give people the chance because you're done. And it's happened so many times. It's like, I know this, I can spot it a mile away. And unfortunately, sometimes you're passing a really wonderful connection and opportunity that Spirit's like, we tried to get her to say yes this time. So maybe it's Spirit's trying to get you to open up a little bit more so with your heart and to trust. So it's one or the other. Right? And you'll know what fits for you. Any thoughts or comments on these 2 cards? And I'm going to read the reading in here as well. Interesting energy. And it could also be that there's one person that you keep going round and round and round with the situation. You keep giving them all the chances, and yet they still continue to do the same thing and disappoint you. And you're disappointed again, and you're mad at yourself. Let's see. Hey, Angie. Angie on Instagram says, very fitting for me. And Janet says, yes, I was betrayed and so hurt. I am so sorry, because that really does, it does stink, because you don't want to be guarded, and you feel so vulnerable when people aren't honest with you, and you try to give them the benefit of the doubt. And then you could go into all the teachings of, well, they're only fooling themselves and they're hurting themselves. No, but it also hurts when you just want to be able to create and flow with people, and then you judge yourself because it's like, I should have seen this a mile away, right? Yeah. All right, so I'm going to read the meaning behind it. This card card indicates some ill will lingering from the past. Someone in your past life orchestrated a difficult event, and that person could have played a part in some hurtful experiences in this lifetime. The manner of the past life betrayal could have taken any form, from the mundane to the severe. Perhaps someone you trusted stole money from you, or maybe a past life spouse was unfaithful. So the karmic shift is, this card carries a clear message about releasing attachments to people who use or dishonor you. Know that you have the right to expect respect and receive it from others and yourself. Trust is another karmic issue here. Trust yourself to be discerning in all of your relationships, and learn to trust others who prove themselves worthy. And you can affirm, I live in my personal power. I trust myself and in my ability to take charge. All right. So a lot of the challenges that we experience do stem from past lives. And if you look at lifetimes and linear time, all time is happening now. So if you're able to identify it now and say, this could be connected to another lifetime that is happening now, how I react in the here and now has an impact, just like what happened then has an impact on this lifetime. All right, my friend. So I hope you're welcome. You're very welcome, Angie. So for the next, I'm going to say 10 minutes till about 10 to 11. I'm going to be answering questions, simple questions, not what does 2025 hold for me, because that is a very detailed question. I mean, we could pick one thing that may come up, but I'm just going to kind of do some rapid fire questions. All right, let's see what we've got. You're welcome, Roxanne. So please type in your question and I will get to as many as I can within the next 10 minutes. How's everybody sleeping in the meantime with this full moon? Right? Aside from waking up thinking about what do I need to worry about, just I could definitely feel the full moon's energy. And I think part of it too sometimes is that I need to maybe spend a little bit more time in meditation as well. All right, let's see. Does anybody have a question? Donna says that was deep. Things to think about, right? Not to worry about, but to reflect upon. So I am using the Yuletide Tarot. This is my deck that I'm using for card of the day and my predictions for the month of December. It's the Yuletide Tarot by Christopher Hughes. There we are. And Teresa has a question. Is a move in my near future? Let's pull 3 cards and let's see what Spirit has to say. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. This is a yes. So you have the Fool, which is the Child, which is the Fool. We have the 10 of Good Cheer, which is the 10 of Cups reversed. And the last one we have is the Strength card. So yes, there is a move that's coming. I do see, though, that someone in the family is having a challenge, is challenged with this. And I feel like there might be some differences of opinion around where we go, or what do we take, or how we navigate this transition in the family. I feel like one of your family members might need a little bit more checking in on. I felt like they may not be expressing what's going on with them. And I just feel like they're a little distant, and it might be a good idea to check in with them at this time. Okay. So yes, a move is in your near future. Okay. Denise's question is travel in my near future. Whoop. Card fell out. If it falls out, we got to grab it. And then I'm going to grab two from the top here. Not yet. So there's a little bit of a postponement. Um, I wanted to go to maybe Colorado. I wanted to go a little out west, Denise. I like Colorado. So the cards that you have are the Knight of Canes reversed, which are the Knight of uh, Swords reversed. Then we have the List, which is Judgment reversed. So no. And then the Nine of Candles, which is the Nine of Wands reversed. So I don't have a travel yet, or the trip that you're wanting to take yet, but I did like going to, like I said, like I liked Colorado or going out west a little bit. So it's like that whole region. So and I don't know if you're meeting up with somebody out there, like a friend or a family member, but it felt like it was more of a trip of leisure and enjoyment, a change of scenery, and I just felt like the details have not been finalized yet. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go to the next question here. Let's see what we've got. Luba's question is, what most important guidance does my higher self have for me at this time? Okay, so I haven't pulled cards yet, but right off the bat, I'm getting, it feels like there's like study and delving into or revisiting an old course that you really did enjoy. And as you revisit it, it takes on a completely different meaning. So it could be like a Course in Miracles. Gosh, what is that course I took a long time ago? It reminds me of that. It's a healing as well. It's EFT, not EFT, but it has to do with the angelic influences. And Archangel Ariel is connected with those teachings as well. But I just felt that for you to revisit and sink your teeth back into learning, self-discovery. I feel like working with other beings. I don't know if you're working on channeling, Lou, but I just felt like there's that is really it feels really satisfying and brings you peace at this time. So let's see what cards we have. The Nine of Candles reverse, which is the Nine of Wands reverse, which is great because you should be finding a nice little flow right now where things aren't too hectic. You don't have to worry too much. It's like, I'm finding pauses of peace in my life right now. The next one was the Three of Gifts, which is the Three of Pentacles. So this is telling me that something before had brought you so much clarity and just like you really enjoyed it, and it was a practical learning technique, understanding that you were able to apply it and it changed your physical reality. And then you have the Nine of Canes, which is the Nine of Swords reversed. It just, again, this is affirming to me that there's like a lifting. There has been a lifting of this heaviness, this blanket of heaviness that you had been experiencing. And so it's like we're on the other side of some things. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go over here. All right, I don't see any other questions on Instagram right now. Let's see, I'm going to go back to StreamYard. Okay, you're welcome, Teresa. Donna's question is, has my mom been hanging out with me? Yes. She says that she has not been hanging out with you. Just sometimes you're really busy. I'm trying to think of like she's showing me this color, and is there something with like the color of hibiscus, which is like a red, mauvey kind of mauve, maroon kind of color. I really, but she is mentioning hibiscus. So I don't know if you have hibiscus tea or flowers. I really love the influence of that flower with you, and the colors of that just feels very lovely and very heartfelt for you. But she says she has always been with you. It's just that sometimes she comes in a little quieter when your mind is quiet, and then she backs off when you're busy. I do have to ask if you have a brother because I felt her presence around a male your age, or a cousin or someone you care about that's close to your age. I feel like she wants to acknowledge what that male is going through as well. And Donna, she's showing me, oh my gosh, I haven't thought about this person for a long time. Pippi Longstocking. Do you remember Pippi Longstocking? There's, whether it's the movie, the book, someone who had red hair who looked like Pippi Longstocking, or that memory or that time frame, that time period. She's giving me Pippi Longstocking. And at first I was going with like a dog or pet with the name Pippi or Pepe, but getting that as well. So it'd be interesting to see what your comments are around with that. Okay, so Janet has a question or comment. My ex has told me he has a serious lung disease. Wondering if this is true and how serious. Oh my gosh. It may be true. I'm going to pull some cards. Not exactly. Yes, there's something going on, but I felt like there is an exaggeration. That is what I'm getting, though. Now, what are you supposed to do about that, right? Is it part of a pull you back in tactic, or is it your responsibility to help him out? Like, so I have this says no, but I felt like it's not exactly as serious as what he says. There is something that's going on, and I felt like he does need to handle it, but it's not to the extreme of what he's making it out to be. I felt like there's a lot of drama around this. You have the Nine of Good Cheer, which is the Nine of Cups. We've got the Four of Gifts, which is the Four of Pentacles reversed, and then we have the Four of Canes reversed, which are the Four of um, Swords. I feel like it's not as serious as what he's making it, and this really does give you pause to reflect upon how involved do I need to be, or what's going on here, or what is the angle. Be cautious is what I'm hearing with the situation. How much do you really want to be involved? Okay. And Denise's comment is, I've been craving mountains after watching Yellowstone, Colorado, maybe Montana. Yeah, I just keep feeling that pull out there. But first we got to work on the details. Okay. Okay, so then I see Teresa also saying here, oh my gosh, I feel like that was for me. I have a Christmas plant and think of my mother all the time. And my mom just joined my brother in heaven as we have a dog, Pepper. Oh my gosh. So, So, okay. So it could be two people, one message for sure. That happens a lot when people have like attend like a gallery reading in that setting. And Donna, does any of that resonate with you? Yeah, that could be you as well, Teresa, for sure. I felt like that is for you as well. And I'm so sorry for your losses. Okay, and Donna says she's been drinking hibiscus tea too. So again, one message or a couple of messages in the one message, and a couple of people too who were watching at this time, that the messages resonate. I love how spirit does that, right? It's like, okay, look, we're going to coordinate this, and then they think that everything's random. Nothing's random, right, in life. Right, the chances of you, of how many ever people are watching this live, and this might even resonate with someone afterwards too.
And you're welcome, Luba. You've been working hard on so many things. This is a confirmation. Good tears come to my eyes during the reading. You're very welcome. I am so glad that the messages resonate for you. Aw. And Janet says, oh, yep, I'm glad that's how you felt, that it wasn't exactly to that extreme. Ugh. See, so much of this is the validation for what you were feeling, for what you were knowing in all of the questions, right? So um, I want, I would love to see everybody really work on their intuition. You don't have to justify working on your intuition, say, well, I'm not going to be a reader, or what's the point? It's, okay, so what? We're so much more than this. No. If you work on your intuition through meditation and your validations through your everyday world, right? So you see number sequences and so on and so forth. It's going to help you with trusting yourself more so. Your intuition is here to help you trust yourself. It's your internal GPS, and we all have intuition. We all have intuition. We all have intuitive abilities, psychic abilities. It's about trusting them. And that is the number one challenge I have seen for people for over 20 years, of all of the people I have worked with, trained with, and so on and so forth, and observed, is that people have a hard time trusting themselves. Why? Because it feels like it's made up, because their intuition was off before, which you were supposed to make that decision to have that experience. And it feels really random sometimes, and sometimes it's just so random. You thought of a red car, and then there's a red car right in front of you, right? So an example of this is, I often think of clients who shop or have sessions or come to classes. I often think of them, and I'll be like, we're so and so bid, and then they call. So for me, that's that validation of, see, you got the message. So keep on trusting. Keep on trusting. When we trust ourselves, life flows more easily, and nobody is going to be 100% accurate. Okay. All right. So I'm going to flip over here. Teresa says she's been drinking hibiscus tea as well. You're welcome, my friends. You're very welcome. So if you can, during this Friday the 13th, work on some rituals to help you with pausing, reflecting, and manifesting and releasing. The same with this full moon that's coming up. And please spend some time alone. Some time alone in nature, to be, or in your personal space or sacred space, to reconnect with your divine self, to listen to the intuitive nudges, to pay attention to what your body's telling you as well. All right. I would love for you to do that. And then I think I'll be on next Friday. I'm pretty sure I'll be live next Friday. We'll talk about some of your experiences. So I'd love to hear some feedback around how you felt something, you saw something, and then it was validated. All right. Well, I hope you all have a beautiful Friday the 13th. Much luck to you, and a wonderful full moon on Sunday. Do some releasing rituals. Thank you for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you all next week. Have a beautiful weekend and a blessed week. Namaste. Bye-bye.